Hey up, Rayvers. The following video does not contain a paid advertisement for Sky Arts. Now, I do mention Sky Arts. I just don't want you lot thinking, oh, he's sold out, isn't he? You know, they've chucked him a few bob. They ain't paid me. They ain't paid me out. I mean, you know, if they were going to offer me a few bob, I'd have it. You know, let's be honest. But no, they ain't. So, yeah, other daytime TV channels are available. Okeydoo. Hey up, Rayvers. This week's review has been selected by the winner of our Autumn Brainiac Challenge, which is the quarterly brain teaser challenge we do over on my Patreon. And Autumn's winner was Psych, who has selected an Alfred Hitchcock movie for us. The suspense-filled horror, The Birds. Now, Rayvers, I've got a confession to make, because I ain't seen a lot of Hitchcock movies. Seen some of them. North by Northwest, that were good. Psycho, seen that. But yeah, there's loads I ain't seen. I'll tell you what I've seen a lot of, though. That's Alfred Hitchcock Presents, because that is on every day on Sky Arts. Because you get a double bill of that every day. After Tales of the Unexpected. Double bill of that every day. And that's after a double bill of The Joy of Painting.
Just beat the devil out of it.
So once I've taken a stroll down to the corner shop to get me sent a pint of milk and a newspaper, that's my morning pretty much set up, that. Joy of Painting, Tales of the Unexpected, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Happy days. It's great, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. You got all sorts of big movie stars pop up in it, normally before they were famous. Much like Tales of the Unexpected, to be honest with you, although the stories are a bit more varied than Tales of the Unexpected. They're always just about Roald Dahl living out his fantasy of murdering his wife so he can have it away with his 20-year-old secretary. So any road, I'd never seen The Birds, never seen it. But I know it's been held up as one of these old-time classics. So I'm having to balance my expectations out between being aware of it being a classic, but also me getting the willies with horror films and things like that. Any road, we meet Melanie Daniels, played by Tippi Hedren, who is mooching about San Francisco on her way to the pet shop to buy an exotic bird. And she notices that there's quite a lot of birds flying about today. Wonder why that is. And there seems to be some problems with the bird that she's ordered. It ain't arrived, for starters, and it ain't clear what sort of condition it's going to be in when it does arrive.
This will be a full-grown minor bird, full-grown. And he'll talk? Well, yes, of course he'll... Well, no, you'll have to teach him to talk. Get stuffed.
Ah, yes, limitless comic potential, the minor bird. Maybe she's going to train it to abuse her neighbours, stuff like that. Although, I didn't think that were what this film were about.
Get stuffed.
What did you say to me?
Nothing.
And also popping into Pet Shop is lawyer Mitch Brenner, played by Aussie actor Rod Taylor, who, of course, famous for The Time Machine, weren't he? Popped him in Time Machine. And you can also see him on Sky Arts, popping up in an episode of Tales of the Unexpected. Now, Brenner is looking to buy a present for his younger sister, and he mistakes Melanie for a shop assistant.
Do you happen to have a pair of birds that are this friendly?
Pair of birds? Sounds like she'll be in a carry-on film talking like that, doesn't it? And for whatever reason, Melanie's playing along and pretending to be a shop assistant, expert on birds. She ain't going to Scooby what she's talking about. And Mitch calls her out on it.
Here we are. Lovebirds.
Those canaries.
Now, for some reason, this charade is continuing. And Mitch goads Melanie into getting a canary out of a cage so he can have a close-up look at it. But because she ain't got a clue what she's doing, she lets it just fly around the shop. What a pillock. But Mitch comes to the rescue and secures the escaped canary, and subsequently reveals that he knew it was Melanie Daniels and she weren't a shop assistant all along. He recognised her from being in court.
Don't you remember one of your practical jokes that resulted in the smashing of a plate glass window?
I didn't break that window.
Yes, but your little prank did. Judge should have put you behind bars.
Right, so we're starting to find out a little bit about this Melanie Daniels. There's a sense of entitlement about her.
I just thought you might like to know what it's like to be on the other end of a gag. What do you think of that?
I'll be honest, I don't think it's a very good gag. It's hardly at Beagles About level, is it? Yeah, having a bloke get his car nicked by the President of the United States and then having him getting arrested by Officer Beagle. They were well-constructed gags, they were, Beagles About. They put the effort in. Mitch Brenner should watch a bit of that and get some inspiration. Yeah, crikey, I'm really getting sidetracked today. Where was I? Yes. Intrigued by this charming chap who's acted like a dick towards her, Melanie decides to track Mitch Brenner down and heads off to Bodega Bay, where Mitch's family's farm is, taking a couple of lovebirds with her. I think that's quite a good joke, that. She's driving around these corners, the lovebirds are just drifting left to right, you know. I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke, but made me laugh. There's some lovely scenery there and all, isn't there? Yeah, it's exactly the sort of thing you'd see on Sky Arts, on Joy Painting. Anyway, she arrives in Bodega Bay, which looks a lovely little seaside community. Reminded me a little bit of Amity Island in Jaws. Didn't end well for their residents either, did it? Anyway, when she's arrived, she starts doing some proper stalking, finding out where Mitch lives, finds out the name of his sister, courtesy of the local schoolmistress.
Well, the man at the post office sent me. He said you could tell me the name of the little Brenner girl.
Kathy?
I mean, surely you shouldn't just be giving out details of poo-poos willy-nilly. That's surely contravening safeguarding, isn't it? Anyway, she heads over to Mitch's house on a nickel boat, and she notices he's just popped out. So she sneaks in and leaves the lovebirds along with a note for Mitch's sister, Kathy, and then proceeds to hide in a nickel rowing boat, but close enough so she can see how Mitch reacts when he discovers the lovebirds what she's left. I mean, this really is prime stalking behaviour. She's going to find herself in court again, not for playing a prank, but she's going to have a restraining order on her. But what I don't get is that Mitch, he seems to like it. Yeah, him acting like a dick and her stalking were obviously some weird courtship, which he seems very taken by. So, he doesn't call the local police. No, instead, she gets assaulted by a seagull. Yeah, maybe the seagull's taking exception to her stalking. But yeah, he's drawn blood. And Mitch's obviously worried. Look how dynamic he gets here. Yeah, look at that. And jumping in the boat there. That's brilliant from Rod Taylor, that. That's like Tom Cruise, that. But I tell you what, for coastal folk, they seem very surprised the fact that a gull has been so aggressive.
Gull hitter.
A gull?
Obviously, they ain't been to a British seaside town, have they? We went to Llandudno in the summer, and there were posters up warning you that the seagulls, they'd have your chips away. They're vicious. And after she's had some first aid on her noggin, Melanie is able to ingratiate herself into Mitch's family and gets invited over for tea. Mitch's younger sister Kathy loves her straight away because obviously she's bought her some lovebirds.
Are you coming to my party tomorrow?
I don't think so. I have to get back to San Francisco.
But Mitch's mum, she ain't daft, she's disapproving. Played by Jessica Tandy, who you frequently be able to see on Sky Arts in Alfred Hitchcock Presents. She's in loads of episodes of that. But she ain't daft. She's read about this Melanie in the press. Turns out she's a rich socialite arsehole.
But she did buy the lovebirds and then drove all the way out here.
Mother,
Yes?
where did you go to law school?
Forgive me. I suppose I'm just naturally curious about a girl like that.
Yeah, so you should. She's been behaving like an absolute stalker. Alarm bells should be ringing. And despite pretending that she'd got more important stuff to do, she does turn up at Kathy's birthday party. I mean, they've only known her for a day. I mean, for starters, why are they even inviting her? But secondly, why is she free? Whenever folk try and arrange a birthday party, they do it weeks in advance because they know every bugger's busy. The alarm bell should be going overtime. It's crackers. Hey, but this is where business picks up. Because the birds start to attack. And I've got to confess, I did enjoy watching the kids getting terrorised. I think back to the birthday parties we did for our two, and the amount of ungrateful little turds that turned up. Oh, I'd have paid good money to see some of them pecked to bits by some birds. Now, is that a dummy with some fake legs waggling up and down? Because it looks like it, doesn't it? Doesn't look real, that. You probably weren't allowed to have a real kid lying there getting pecked at by a seagull. I mean, if it were a real kid, fair play to her, should have been on a bonus. Now, what's noticeable is the absence of any music. There's no music in this at all. And all you hear instead is the horrible bird shrieks. And I would argue that makes it even more sinister. Hitchcock does a great job of building the tension and making these bird attacks seem really ominous and terrifying when they happen. And this is probably the only bit of music you got in the whole film. It's just the kids singing, which makes it even more sinister. And when they attack, it all kicks off. Now, some of the special effects, they do look a bit shite. You know, they're obviously of its time. But I didn't find them bad enough to take me out at film. I still enjoyed the film. I still enjoyed the bird attacks. They were very well done. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that these birds are harmless, because they ain't. I mentioned about the seagulls nicking your chips, but I'll never forget watching the Vikings when I was a nipper. And Tony Curtis's hawk pecks out Kirk Douglas's eye, doesn't it? I say it's his eye, I mean he's got some strawberry jam oozing out there, ain't he? And the birds in this film, well, they're lethal. They do murder people. Can birds commit murder? Probably be birder, wouldn't it? Yeah. But yeah, the birdering, it raises the stakes, doesn't it? And the scenes where the birds are just sort of sat there, watching, and folk are just tiptoeing around, hoping that they don't suddenly swarm on them and attack them. Oh, incredibly tense, incredibly tense. Now, you may be thinking, where does Kathy sit on the annoying chronometer scale? Well, I reckon she's about here, because she is a bit irritating at times.
Oh, Mom, please. I know all that democracy jazz.
But the actress is so good at looking terrified. Look at that, she's got a trail of snot there. Look, that's dedication to craft, isn't it? That brings her back down to tolerable level, I reckon. And this actress, it's, I think I mentioned it before, it's Veronica Cartwright, who went on to star in Alien and, Invasion of Body Snatchers. And she's brilliant at talking whilst crying.
Oh, all at once the birds were everywhere.
Very good. And you sure were able to replicate that in a later film roles, didn't you?
What? And end up like the others?
Now, I suppose the only saving grace for these birds in The Birds is that they only seem bothered about attacking folk, murdering them, or birdering them. Because, as we saw in Barbarella, when she got attacked by a load of birds, they were pecking her clothes off, weren't they? They were pervert birds. Because that is a risk, isn't it? You can get birds that are that way inclined.
Hello, darling. Show us your knickers.
Okeydoo on to raise ratings. Well, yeah, we're aware that folk were saying this for an all-time classic, but in the same breath, I weren't expecting loads from it. Not really my chosen genre, I don't think. So, hoping for a 3-star film. But yeah, it were good. It were good. Didn't really buy the mutual attraction between Melanie and Mitch. I thought that were a bit daft. But once the birds start attacking, it were great fun. Some of the effects look a bit naff nowadays, but yeah, you still managed to conjure up a sense of dread, whenever you saw order pigeons knocking about. And I think the fact it didn't have any music did add to it, it made it more sinister. So yeah, I thought it were good, The Birds. So I'm rating The Birds a 3.5-star, 3-star film. Now, apparently there were a sequel done in the 90s, but by all accounts it was bloody awful. So I'll give that a miss. I'll stick with Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Thank you very much. Right, where's my zapper?
Invaluable advice. Sky Arts, sponsored by St James's Place.
Happy days. Well, hope you enjoyed my review of The Birds, Rayvers. And if you did, poke the old like button for me. Give it a good old poke. Maybe get a friendly pigeon to peck it. Yeah. And remember to share rate reviews with your mates. And subscribe to the channel if you ain't already a subscriber. Much appreciated. As are all the lovely comments you keep popping on. Apologies if I don't get around to responding to them all, but I do love reading them. Thank you so much for them. And as mentioned at the start, this review was selected by our Brainiac Champion winner over on Patreon. So why don't you come and join us over there? As well as the regular Brain Teaser challenges, there's an exclusive podcast, early access to all the reviews, and you'll get to submit your requests as well. So yeah, come and join us. And big news! The launch night of the 2025 Ray Ruttle's Race Night season is on Sunday. I'll pop a link in the description below. It promises to be the biggest and best season yet. So come and join us 7 o'clock Sunday night in the loft for the competition draw. And copyright box permitting, I'll be back with another review for you very soon. So I will see you next time. Okeydoo!